Hi. So guys, I want to update about the asset assets, yeah, treasure grade assets. There are certain things that I can actually do now that when previously I'm not too sure I'm able to do it. All right. So now I'm pretty sure it can be done. Okay. Those treasure grade assets that you have in your country, okay, you what you can do is you may compile it and then you submit it to our central bank and the Federal Reserve, and we'll get the US uh, Secretary of State through their diplomacy to negotiate it for your country, right? So what you can tap into is my inheritances. Once the asset is transferred into my family trust, we will create a very specific trust just to protect this sort of assets. It will all be under treasure grade assets. We will not mix it up with any open market assets. Okay, this sort of asset has to be protected and preserved because if you look at the architecture and the design of those ancient architecture, right, you probably wouldn't be able to recreate what they have been able to create in the ancient time or the Renaissance times example. So this sort of architectural marvels or architectural buildings can be protected. Okay, so like during the pandemic, what I've already done this, but only for a few countries like US, UK, uh, China, and even Russia, if I am not mistaken, and also France. But not many has been actually done yet because at that time I did unblock my inheritances, but I have not fully won my case. So now the situation is I have won my case and I'm more flexible to do that right now compared to like say the last cycle. Okay, so when I'm doing this is for the common good, and also I'll be able to create the annuity program using this type of treasury grade assets. Okay, I'm gonna create the treasury annuity program that can be repay back to annuity for the royal family or annuity for the people. It depends on how they distribute the annuity. Okay, because the supply and demand of money creation has to be actually calculated. I on that part I can't say you definitely will be be able to withdraw all the money that has been transacted to your country. Let's say you transacted a 500 billion deal on the asset grades properties, right? And you will create the annuity from there. So the creation of the annuity can be used for the people or to pay back for the royal family's annuity. So in this sense, right, um I've already like fulfilled the requirement that why our trust need to be unblocked, at the first place, so that this sort of program can actually be implemented. Because if you talk about livelihoods program, we already unblocked that. We have already created livelihoods programs for the people. And if you talk about uh, cultural and environmental programs, we also have that. And social economy, that's for sure we have that. So most of the things we have already covered. through the unblocking of my inheritances. So it's just a matter of implementation. So the implementation will only come if there are negotiations. If your if country with country actually negotiate, so things like this will might takes times to negotiate. It depends on how often that the a nation, U.S. and other nations can, you know, work together to get it done. Get it done. Okay, like the palace in Russia, the Kremlin palace, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's already included into the, trust asset. But as for the annuity, I think they have to negotiate. Okay, just like China, for the annuity, they also have to negotiate, because previously, yes, we did invested a lot into, China's economy recovery, but it does not included any sort of annuity program. Annuity program is something that um, we wanted to initiate it. Okay, initiate it and get it running, but it does require some political solutions, right? Because it involves a lot of national owned assets or royal family owns assets, right? So if you guys can look into that, then this treasury grade assets program can be executed, it can be implemented, and it can be executed. Okay, that's all. Thanks.